Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and in this battle video I'm up against a deck I usually use, TZPS. So my opponent is on the right side with TZPS and I'm on the left side with a new deck I created. It's sort of like Ross's deck with a new touch to it. It has Steelix Primes in it, Dolphin Primes, Blizzy Prime, Zekroms, and of course Vileplume and Reuniclus. Vileplume to lock off my opponent from using basically any trainer card. He can't use him anymore, and then we have Reuniclus to swap around damage counters on my side of the field, so I can put him on Zekrom for his outrage attack, or I can put him on Steelix because he's a tank, or stuff like that. It's pretty interesting testing that deck out against one of the most hyped decks at the moment, TZPS, so we'll see how it does. Right now we're just setting up the prize cards and the active and the bench Pokemon. Looks like I have 3 Pokemon, which is good because some of those will definitely get captured right away because I have weak bench Pokemon like Oddish and Solosis, as you can see. And my active is a Zekrom, so that's great to start off. And his active is a Magby. You could think this is bad, but Magby is a card that could be really good. He has free retreat and he can burn the opponent when you want to. He wants to burn Dolphins, which will be great because Dolphin has 4 retreat costs. So, and he uses Chiron, draws 3 cards, put Tornadoes on the bench, gives him a double cardless, and then uses Dual Ball. So lots of stuff right away because TZPS is fast like that. He got 2 heads, which means he can get out 2 basic Pokemon out of his deck. I'm probably gonna get out the TZPS combo right away. Yeah, looks like he has Shaman and Pachirisu. So if he has 2 energies in his, or even 1 energy in his hand, he can just move the energies with that combo, Pachirisu Shaman, and he can attack on the first turn with 80 damage. That's really awesome. Yeah, he uses Pachirisu, and with his self-generation ability, or Pokepower, he gets 2 energies to the Pachirisu from his hand, and next he's gonna drop Shaman probably. Yeah, Shaman on the bench, moves around the energies to Tornadoes, and there, Magby is a great way to start off because free retreat and stuff, so lots of options left when you start with this card. So he retreats for Tornadoes, and yeah, he's gonna attack for 80 damage with Hurricane attack. But if you use Hurricane, you have to put an energy from your active to one of your bench, and he attaches it to Pachirisu. And that's pretty much his move, his first move, which was kind of great. Lots of stuff. He did dual balls, Chirons, and stuff like that. And I start off with Sage's Training. I run 4 of those just because it's great to get out rare candies and an evolution card right away. And we'll see what I get out of this Sage's Training. You have to make decisions because you have to discard 3 of the cards you draw. You can draw 5 cards, but you can look at the 5 top cards, but you have to discard 3 of them and only keep 2. So decisions. It's kind of a rough decision when you have lots of good cards in the Sage Training. And I discard some cards like Communication, 1 Vileplume, and another card. Can not see all the cards I discarded, but wasn't that interesting maybe. I give a double cardless energy to my Zekrom, and yeah, with Zekrom's outrage I can pretty much knock out Tornadoes. Yeah, I got this double cardless energy out of the Sage Training, which was great. So without Sage Training, he uses Sage Training as well. So as I said, without Sage Training I couldn't do the attack, so that was kind of lucky for me. And he uses Sage Training as well. He discards a couple of, or he can keep 2 cards and he'll discard these 3 cards. Like he discards some supporter cards or a junk arm as well, so there he goes. Look through the hand, and he places Zekrom on the bench, which could be a threat later on. I don't have any Phanpies on the bench yet, and he uses Collector. Oh, he can't use Collector because he already used the supporter there, so it was a little mistake, but it didn't really matter. It's just a Collector. He already has a couple of bench Pokemon, so. And he uses the attack of Magby. But Magby, you can also stall like this. He flips tails and then you're asleep, and when you're asleep you can't receive any damage. And it looks like I'm burned to receive more damage. I already have 100 damage on the Zekrom, so he'll be knocked out in a couple of turns. But his outrage attack is now almost maximum. I evolve to Dusion and I use Chiron, another supporter, to draw 3 cards. Hopefully there were some good cards in it. Oh, there we go. A Phanpy with and I attach a Rainbow Energy, so I receive 1 damage counter. But Rainbow Energy provides every type of energy, so that's great in this deck. I use Steelix and stuff like that, so There's lots of types in this deck, just because it's a really good deck. With Rainbow Energy, you pretty much don't need the other energies. It's kind of easy to get the energies you want with this. And it looks like he's asleep, and I don't receive any damage with burn. If you're burned, you have to flip a coin between turns, and if it steals, you receive 2 damage counters. So that's for the guys of you that don't knew this already, though, or didn't know this already. Sorry for my spelling and stuff like that. I'm from Belgium, forgive me. Anyway, he uses the collector right now. Get out Tornadus and Pachirisu and Shaman. So he plans to get out another combo to build up his Zekrom probably, or I don't know. We'll see what he does. So as you see, my deck just took the first prize here, which is kind of strange because TZPS always picks the first prize usually, but looks like I have too bad of a hand to pull that off. Usually he would have donked me on the first turn if I had one Pokemon, meaning I didn't have a Zekrom. So if I started off with only one outage, I would have been history. My deck would completely failed against that, but since I had a good setup at the start, I had 3 basics when I started off. So, and there he goes, he uses the combo and he has 3 energies on the Zekrom, what I expected. And now he flips and it's head, so he wakes up and I receive damage. Oh no, I didn't receive any damage. It's kind of hard to tell the coins if they're head or tails. I'm using dices to determine the flip coins, because if you flip a coin, it's not that handy. And I attach another energy, the Rainbow Energy, to my Phanpy. We got 1 damage again on the Phanpy. Now I'm using communication, probably to get out Donphan. Yeah, there we go. One of the main attackers in the deck, so we have 3 attackers. We have Steelix Prime. He could be an attacker, but mainly he's a defensor, but I'll count him as an attacker. We have Steelix, Donphan, and Zekrom. Those are the attackers of the deck. The other cards are pretty much tech cards, or cards that you really want to have to pull off abilities and stuff like that. So yeah, he wants me to knock out the Magby probably, because he's wide open. Couldn't retreat him because he didn't have any switches or stuff like that. And I use Professor Oak's new theory, also known as PONT, and get 6 new cards. Shuffle my cards back into my deck and draw 6 new cards. So we'll see if I can get some pretty crazy cards. With the 6 cards, you usually have a rare candy in the hand, because there are 4 rare candies in this deck. So hopefully I can get out. Yeah, there we go, rare candy and Vileplume. So that means my opponent is now stuck because he's in a trainer lock. I'm also in a trainer lock, but my deck doesn't run as many item cards as my opponent, so that's great. And there we go. My second prize has been taken with a pretty slow deck actually. This is one of the slower decks, and it looks like I'm taking the lead with two prize cards, so pretty crazy. I really like to play with new decks to get out, to know more strategies, or if I'm up against the deck that I play with, it's pretty much to know, it's pretty easy to know which strategy they're gonna use. And he decides to bring Shaman as his active Pokemon, probably because he wants to stall, or he hopes that I'll be knocked out with a burned. When I'm burned, I receive 2 damage counters and I'll be out of there. So he attaches energy to the Tornadus, a double Carlos energy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's my move, and there we go. It steals. So he wanted some luck, and there he goes. A knockout just because I'm burned. So there you see the use of Magby in the deck. And there I go with Donphan, my new active Pokemon. He already has 2 energies, so if I can attach another energy, fighting or a rainbow, I can knock out a Shaman in 1 hit, because I can deal 90 damage with heavy impact, and even though he has resistance to fighting, it'll be a knockout because it deals 90 damage and the Shaman only has 70 HP. And I use Copycat, and it looks like I forgot a card in my deck, so I'll shuffle that card later back into my deck. You'll see that in a couple of seconds. Copycat lets you looks like it was a Seeker. Yeah, Copycat lets you shuffle your hand into your deck and just draw the same amount of cards that your opponent is holding. It's really bad against the Yanmega deck, but it's really good against Reshifusion, because Reshifusion has a huge hand size, so it's kind of great to get 1 Copycat in my deck. And yeah, there we go, Reuniclus and a Rainbow Energy. It was pretty crazy, that copycat. So I have the Reuniclus out, I have the Vileplume out, and I have a Donphin with 3 rainbow energies attached to him. The only thing that could stop my deck right now would be a Scissor Prime. Yeah, that's it. A Scissor Prime would definitely kill me. But nowadays, nobody uses Scissor anymore. But if I was up against one, I'd probably lose. And there I knocked out a Shaman, got a prize card. He sends out Tornadus as his active Pokemon, and that's pretty much all he can do. It's my move again. And I use Collector. So my opponent is in a bad situation. He can't use any item cards, so he can't use any plus powers, junk arms, catchers, energy surge, anything like that. He can't use it anymore. And I get out Zekrom and probably another Fampi because he has a Zekrom on the bench. So yeah, Fampi and Zekrom, that's the only cards I'll be getting out with Collector because I can't use communication anymore. So it's not interesting to get out more basics that I don't want. I probably could have gotten out Onyx, but yeah, that's a mistake I wanted to make just because it's kind of interesting to have an empty bench slot, just because if I can get out Chansey or something like that when I really need. Okay, I got Onyx in my hand, so it wasn't really needed for any other cards with Collector. I use Damage Manipulation, get all the damage counters on Zekrom, and I use Heavy Impact, 70 damage. So in 2 hits, the Tornadus will be out of there. And I'm pretty much safe. I'm behind the wall of Donphin. I can move all the damage counters with Reuniclus, and Vileplume prevents my opponent from playing any item card. So Donphin will be my active Pokemon for the rest of the game because he simply cannot knock it out. You have to deal more than 140 damage to knock it out. And I use Damage Manipulation, get the damage counters on Onyx, and yeah, pretty much get another prize card by knocking out a Tornadus. And my opponent can't do anything. He's simply stuck in the trainer lock, or he doesn't have any other Zekroms or Tornaduses, which don't really mind it actually, because he can't knock me out. He has to deal a lot of damage to knock me out, and I can simply move all the damage counters. And I even can use a combo with Seeker and Max Potion. Oh no, not Max Potion. A combo with Seeker, so I can heal my damage like I'm gonna do now. I play Seeker, so each of us can pick a bench Pokemon and put it back into our hand. So all the damage on Onyx is healed, and I move the damage on Onyx with Reuniclus. So I'm fresh. My Onyx is healed completely, and Donphin is also healed completely. So I knock out Zekrom with 1 blow with Heavy Impact. So you see the power of this deck if it's set up, which was pretty fast actually. It's a really slow deck, but looks like I pulled it off really fast. And as you can see, if you can get out the combo like this, it's pretty much invincible unless the opponent can snipe or do more than 140 damage like I mentioned, or has a Kingdra Prime that can deal a lot of damage. So here you see deck that can defeat TZPS, so now people won't say anything like TZPS is the best deck out of there. Even though I won with the TZPS at Battle Roads, it can easily be defeated by this deck, yeah. So thanks a lot for watching this battle video on Saturday, and yeah, that's it. This was ZapdosTCG. Till next time.